Alright, let's try to stop the fell forces of Alma. Not that we actually get to do that, but whatever. We can pretend like we can. Free will? What's that? Actually, let's bring that up real quick. Well, this ran in 2K, but then again, this thing is ancient. The only good game-wise that I picked up recently was Days Gone. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but apparently it's supposed to be good. Sort of a biker zombie thing. There haven't been that many games I felt like playing recently. Which kind of annoys me. I kind of want to get that death loop, but I'm not willing to pay 60 bucks for that, and I don't think it works right because of that Devno, Duno, whatever it's called. Copy protection software not working right and like getting a lot of massive frame drops. There's one other game, but I can't remember what it's called now. Oh yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy game. I also want to pick that one up, but I think that also has that goddamn anti-cheat. So I don't think it's anti-cheat. It's anti-piracy, something like that. And hello, Daniel. And it's going pretty well. Going pretty good today because it's a Friday and I don't have to work on the weekend. Although I'm still going to be doing work because I've got to get that Terminator Resistance video finished. And it's almost done. It will be out tomorrow night. Ah, crap. I don't remember these turrets. The first thing that goes is the gaming memories, I suppose. Come on, blast it. Better control point, man. I thought you were supposed to be a god amongst men. I could control this beauty thing better than that. Yeah, Dunuvo, or however the fuck you pronounce it. It's probably not nearly as bad as like Starline or all those other weird CD copy protection schemes that had like limited you to like 3 installs or something. See, that spelled the death knell of physical media, because why would you want to be limited to like 3 installs? And I think like Windows, not Windows, but Microsoft Games was even worse, because like if your install credentials expired, you couldn't play the game, and so that's what happened to Gears of War 1. Not that I ever really cared about Gears of War 1. Turok 2 Infiltration. Short and difficult, but fun. I'll have to take a look at that. Oh, that's the saga. I will need to take a look at some more of that. God damn it. I blame you, Anthony Jordan movies. You got me killed. Just for that, I'm going to check my phone. The worst punishment I can think of. There we go. Yeah, I need to read that at some point. I've been looking for a halfway decent book. See, for me, finding a book is just a difficult prospect. Now, there is a book series I do recommend. I'm also going to recommend it in the review for Terminator Resistance. But there were 3 Terminator novels released shortly before, or shortly after, I can't remember exactly, Terminator 3, that were basically Terminator 3, but good. Newman! He's wiping the drives. Can't you just smash it with like a hammer? Oh crap, no! I totally meant to do that. Everybody saw it, right? I'm a god amongst men. Save. Yeah, see, but Winback is way better than Gears of War because it's not overly cringy. Oh crap, he threw a grenade. It's not overly cringy. I'll take the English dialogue over go, go, go any day. I mean, I like Gears of War 1, 2, and 3 to a certain extent. Well, I've never played 3, but Gears of War 1 and 2 are halfway adequate. But people take it so seriously, I have no idea why. It's like that game is the most not even over dramatic, it's like the most overblown shit imaginable. And it's like, it's the only characters that have any intelligence at all are Marcus and Dom, and that's it. Everyone else has like the intelligence of like 2. I'm surprised they even know how to chew. And the universe itself is kind of limited as well. I read some of the books for Gears of War, but none of them were that great, and Karen Travis could only do so much with that universe. But yeah, the Terminator, the T2 Terminator trilogy by S&M Sterling, really quite worth reading. They completely redid the TX, turning it from just, well, inflated titties to an actual infiltrator. I got stuck on a chair. That's a little questionable. Because, like, where did they get the technology to do that? Oh, he has no body. Well, actually, he didn't explode. Explode, damn it! Explode! Because the TX was a really stupid Terminator concept. It's like, so it has onboard weapons. Okay, then why didn't, like, all the... Actually, here's a better question. Why did the Terminators even need onboard weapons when they have super strength? I mean, it's kind of pointless. It kind of blows their cover. Because I often wondered, like, if you did find a Terminator, couldn't you stop that future from happening because you literally know that killer robots from the future are coming back in time to bring about a robot apocalypse? Well, that's depressing. Gulag Archipelago. Yeesh. What do you mean, watching the news? Book 3, no sign of future with a scorpion tail. 3 minutes, the larva. Oh, wow. That's aliens. And yeah, Max Payne is pretty damn good. I need to play that again. There's just too many games, too little time. But Terminator Infiltrator, the very first book, follows on immediately from Terminator 2. We don't have low T John Connor at this point, or ever. He ends up going to, I think, like a military school in, like, Argentina, which I would question the efficacy of that, just because I'm not sure how good the Argentinian military is, but whatever. Origin! I should have known.
Do you really think you can get rid of the evidence by shredding documents and wiping hard drives? Genevieve Aristide dug her own grave, and she's going to have to make herself comfortable.
I always love how in media they say the full name. Just call her Genevieve or Aristide. Oh, crap. I've got a Buxman! I will not be taken down by a mere security guard. But that's also a more serious Terminator universe. Although the numerical designations for the Terminators are very different from what we'd go on to see. Because the writer seemed to think that T101 was the model number, not the variant number. So instead of like a T850 or a T800, it literally is just T101, with the endoskeletons being T90s. And of course, since it's a book, it does lampshade some of the Terminator issues, like the feet being very loud. Aw, crap. When they crunch on the various skulls and things of that nature. It is definitely it's actually one of the best books in general when it comes to a robot apocalypse. Although, some of the characters are really stupid, because, like, there's a sub-commander.
It's gonna blow!
It'll blow. Was that really worth the dental program, dude? Really? I know dentistry is expensive. Oh, crap. I know dentists are expensive, but seriously, getting cheap, generic drugs is not worth blowing yourself up. Oh my god, look at those 2D particle physics. It's beautiful. Give me that sweet, sweet 3. I don't even know what this thing is, but it's awesome. I'm not sure how useful it would be in real life, but why can't I pick up the whatever? Oh, that's just a piece of trash. Updated endoskeleton with liquid metal. At the end of the game. And yeah, the shotgun is pretty good. Phantom Limb! I just rewatched a little bit of Venture Brothers. It's the show that Family Guy wishes it was. It's also the show that Rick and Morty wishes it was too. I've seen a little bit of that Rick and Morty show, and I have to say, it uses the crutch of extreme violence a little too much for my taste. Extreme violence is fine to a certain extent, but when you reach the level of complete parody, it's like, eh. When you have dark for the sake of dark, it just kind of loses anything, whereas Venture Brothers is able to be dark and funny, whereas Rick and Morty don't really do that, and then the Rick and Morty fan base is just complete cringe. Looks like you should— oh, goddammit. And yes, this is a modded version of Fear, although I don't remember the name of the mod. Oh, I'm all the way back here. This always happens. Come on, explode! Save. I must save after every explosion. And Venture Brothers actually has a pretty nice plot. I mean, I always say that a lot of these comedies would actually make for better dramatic shows than, got a Mugsman. They're just straight comedies. Because sometimes the comedy just seems a little out of place. At least that's what it seems like to me. Because, like, if you just looked at Venture Brothers as a straight drama, it would work really well. Especially to, it actually becomes pretty much a straight drama at the end, when it got canceled, which of course it got canceled because every show I like gets canceled. Whereas Simpsons and Family Guy keep going on for the next 30 goddamn years, but anyway, I'm not bitter. It's one of the few Adult Swim shows that wasn't made for people on drugs. It actually had a plot, characters, motivations, and dark humor that actually works. And they're not too overt with the references either, because there's a RoboCop kind of character that's even darker than one would imagine. And they don't just rip RoboCop off. It's just sort of an inspiration. Let's see. Dentist after next year running for Congress? Oh dear! Well, I guess he's doing good then. I've been going to the same dentist for the last, God, 15 years. Stop making me feel old! Get more than 3 weapons. Yeah, this is a weapons mod. If you don't like the show, you're not smart enough. Yeah, they like to say that. It's the same way with, the modern day Star Wars. It's like, you just don't understand it. It's like, it is a show. One of the excuses, there's actually a good YouTube video on this, that is that people like to say that, like, plot doesn't matter. But how can plot not matter if you're too stupid to understand the plot? It's like, which one is it, you know? But then again, it's just the Tumblrites or Twitter. I don't know, is Tumblr even a thing anymore? Or did that lose popularity? Hopefully. It's the Twitterati that, they don't have any sort of internal consistency. But going back to Terminator, but it's able to have a legitimate plot because it's not afraid to do things differently while also catering to the fans. Because Arnie comes back, except he's the model that Skynet used for the T-850. I can hide behind a desk that's bulletproof. I want a bulletproof desk. And this guy literally becomes a character. Dieter von Rossbach is the human Arnie in Terminator 2 Infiltrator. He actually is a character throughout the rest of the book series. And John Connor actually becomes more and more of a leader as time goes on. It's really good. And the Dieter... Oh my god, what is wrong with his neck? Like goddamn Plastic Man up there. Hey. Newman! You know, Newman, I'm looking forward to shooting you. Unfortunately, we don't get to do that. Can you imagine him being a boss? He, like, jumps in, like, this mech suit and you gotta battle him. Instead, we're basically just blasting high school dropout. God damn it. Well, looks like that high school dropout is truly a god amongst men. Oh god, Justin Bieber. You gotta wonder what happens to people like that as time goes on, because, like, I imagine he's no longer popular. It probably hasn't been for many years. When all you are is just auto-tune and crap, I don't think you have much staying power. Okay, if only I could go prone, but I cannot. Because that is the fever dream of a madman. It's a good thing there's no ammo hopper, otherwise that might look somewhat realistic. And we finally, in that Terminator trilogy, get a Future War book that's set entirely in the Future War. One thing the book actually remembers is that there are more continents than Eurasia and... Holy crap, I totally meant to do that. There's more continents than Eurasia and North America. And so after Judgment Day, South America and a variety of other countries still exist. And so there's actually a second Judgment Day where Skynet nukes the rest of the world. I like how that guy is ballsy enough to literally do a karate kick at somebody with an MP5. You know, I almost feel bad for shooting this guy, you know? He just wanted to go the distance and couldn't, you know, and, well, He tried karate on, you know... Oh, crap. On like a mini Space Marine. Did that blow him up, or is he still alive? Let's save. Bieber isn't a... Well, I couldn't tell you, because I don't really give a shit about Justin Bieber or otherwise, or any sort of modern-day musician other than maybe Sabaton. I can't say I hate all modern music, because technically Sabaton is a modern music, so they're the one band I actually give a damn about. Be nice if I had more grenades. Does it? There is a... There we go. Eat rockets, you bastard! Looks like you should have gotten better employment. Should have taken that job at McDonald's. It'd been a little less dangerous. Well, unless you're in Los Angeles, but whatever. It's just part of living in the big city, getting robbed like 20 times a day. Well, why not, you know? I want to live in a city where I get robbed. You meet all kinds of new people, and they're also very nice, right? You're gonna try to jump? Yeah, I think he's actually in jail now, or he might have gotten away with it and got a medal and a raise, I don't know. But the way modern day crap is going on, you just can't ever tell anymore. But one dimension that novel takes is, how do you convince somebody that there's a robot apocalypse if there's no robots around? And so one point of the Future War book has John Connor meet up with a sub-commander, and he's like... And the sub-commander's like, doesn't believe a word John Connor has to say. And John Connor literally is showing this guy a endoskeleton. And the guy, and the sub-commander actually believes that it's part of a sci-fi movie after a nuclear war. It's like, what? It's like, come on, people. Eventually, when you show the guy an actual robot skeleton, why do you want a telepath commander? It makes no sense. Uh-oh. That's not a bad plan, leaving landmines behind, but I'm not a tank or a space marine. Nails on a blackboard, yeah, I can see that. Xenomorph style kaiju, I like the sound of that. Oh crap. The last Jeremy Robinson book I read was, I can't remember what it is now, like Black Hawk, Black Star, something like that. About a guy who gets teleported into the future and has to fight some space Nazis. And this was not done for political purposes either, because the writer even mentions that it predates any of the politics that occurred in 2020. It was remarkably good. I don't think I'd ever read it again, because it was one of those books where you just knew the writer wanted to make a trilogy out of it. And so couldn't be bothered to actually finish the plot, but yeah, 1980s reasonable Marines fighting against space Nazis. A decent enough concept, but the big problem with that book was towards the end he tried to tie it into like, oh crap. At least I got a grave kill. I knew that. I'm just using a self-imposed challenge instead of using the medkits. Yeah, Terminator is one of those franchises that peaked way too fast with Terminator 2. I mean, realistically, it didn't need any more after that other than a prequel. That's the one franchise that needed a prequel. And it never got one. I guess unless you count Terminator Salvation, which is adequate enough, but not that great. Because I never did like that dude from Avatar. Never really liked Avatar either. I don't really get the appeal of Avatar. It's a giant CG fest that ultimately was one of the more boring films I ever had the displeasure of sitting through. It wasn't as pretentious as it could be, but it wasn't very good either. Smashy smashy. It's like James Cameron usually does pretty well with his plots and characters, but Avatar just... As I watched it, I wanted to simultaneously watch King Kong from 2003 and Iron Man, because both of those were CG fests that actually were entertaining. Although King Kong's kind of debatable since that movie goes on about 2 hours longer than it should. Like, CG isn't bad, because like without it we wouldn't have King Kong versus Godzilla, although King Kong versus Godzilla has its own problems. Of where I swear they're not even trying anymore when it comes to a plot. Really, if we could just have, you know, non-Hollywood hack writers, things would be so much better. Because you could turn Terminator 2, the Terminator 2 Infiltrator into a movie. You could have Arnie back, you could have all sorts of things, and it wouldn't be just the same plot over and over again. And Dark Fate was just, yeah, that... We're gonna get rid of Skynet, we're gonna get rid of John Connor, because we're just gonna completely change the universe completely around, because why not? That's what it's one of those things where it is in every way a remake will. Let's see. Here's the Nemesis Societies from the Chester. Okay. That makes me emotional, irritated and angry. Rap just kind of bores me. Usually it's too slow or... Okay, this was a big ass circle. Usually it's either too slow or just dissonant for me. I've tried listening to it. In the past I was like, I don't like it. In the present it's like, okay, I'll give it a try, and yeah, I just never really got into it. Silver's Kong. Most money of the Monsterverse. Not as much sense as Star Trek. Okay, that's not fair though. Kong vs. Godzilla makes way more sense than Discovery and Pew Card. Because at least it's not trying to be pretentious. Even though the plot is utterly, completely ridiculous. Did I not go in a big ass circle? Okay, this part of the game always is kind of confusing. Okay, well let's go back here. Like, climb on the red ladder. Because, like, Discovery is one of the saddest things that ever happened to Star Trek. Not only does it not make any sense, it has its head lodged so far up its own ass, it is literally giving itself constipation, so, yeah. Because I haven't watched Star Trek Discovery since Season 1, and that was a hard thing to sit through. As far as I can tell from just the meme videos, it's gotten even worse with Michael Burnham being able to breathe in space, because of course she can. Because why should she ever be in any danger whatsoever? Okay, where the hell do I need to go? This is the one part of the game, well, this is one of many parts of the game that if you don't know exactly where you're going, you're fucked. Okay, so we shot open the door. That other place the other one leads right back where we started, so I'm going to assume this is the right way to go. I'm going to make that assumption, even though this looks similar to where we've already been. Let's see. Hudson describes cowboy in front. New Hampshire's open carry lost the test. Although Dirty Harry, oh my. Is that the porn parody for Carrie? Dirty Harry had a 44 mag instead of a 38. 38 Super. Yeah, it'd be 38 Special. 38 Super is a semi-auto cartridge. Knowledge from the fan base. 90s rap. That actually reminds me of something. There is an AI-generated song called the Navy SEALs Rap. Just doing his job, huh? Knew it. So it looks like he got shot in the face, and yet he's grabbing his stomach. Looks like your fat couldn't save you now. Although evidently there was some case once where an extremely fat guy got shot in the stomach with, I think, like a fairly small caliber round, and he was able to survive due to the massive amount of fat. Now I'm not sure how true that is. Oops. Okay, I either missed him or he is literally a ghost. He does not exist. You know, from an Earth in different dimensions. Oh, okay. That makes sense then. Because like 38 Super was a semi-auto cartridge. I considered buying a 1911 in that, but ultimately decided on 10mm since I'm not really a competition shooter. Or put another way, I don't really care about my split times enough to want to have something dedicated for that. Because my split times just doesn't really mean much to me. Now, we'll probably finish this level pretty quick. I've got a game after this to get into. It's the elites! Word. You see, you know they're elite because they look scary. And evidently I'm not that elite because I can't hit shit tonight. Now see, the thing about, like, having an elite trooper, in real life you don't really have that sort of thing unless it's strictly ceremonial. I mean, like, a Navy SEAL would look like a regular guy, just with possibly different weapons, or higher quality weapons, or higher quality armor. They wouldn't look extra cool, like your typical elite troops, but I like stylization like that. Like, if ever there was a real Terminator sequel where we actually saw, like, John Connor or something fighting against the Terminators, I would like there to be, like, an elite Terminator with, like, a little bit of gold on the head or something, because that would look cool, even if Skynet would never do that. And Skynet in the T2 books is actually programmed by a neo-Nazi. Not a good idea! You do not want your all-powerful AI, programmed by an edgy boy. That just seems kind of, you're just asking for trouble there. And besides, he's a socialist anyway. It's like, you know, each according to a machine's need, each according to its ability, I guess. It's like, no wonder Skynet was talking about an army of nevermind. I'll try not to be an edgy boy. No, give me... Oh yeah, this is that weird repeating canon thing that I'm not sure how it works. Eminem as a team equipped for absolutely him adult. That's the 30s war. I'm not so sure how true that is. I've read different things where back in the 30s no one really thought that was really the case. That people knew it was an actual, you know, radio program. It's one of those things that it sounds funny to modern ears, but I'm not sure if that really ever happened. Although that would give me a good excuse to buy a BAR back then if I was alive. I mean, I'd pay the price of a small car to have a BAR, or actually a Colt monitor. If ever I became rich, I would love to buy a Colt monitor. It's like a BAR, only good. Only not hampered by budget cuts. There was one BAR that was on Forgotten Weapons that I'd love to have, chambered in 7mm. It's not like 7mm is that great, but I mean, it's still kind of neat to have something in a random caliber like that. And yeah, you can buy an H-bar for like 10 grand, but that is ridiculously expensive. Now, this is another part of the game where I get kind of confused on where I need to go. Maybe it's up here? I don't think it's up here. I think we just came from here. Yeah. Skynet and neo-Nazis. There's a novel written by S.M. Sterling. S.M. Sterling is sort of a fan nickname for the guy, because his novels have, shall we say, a little bit of edginess to them. But they're novels by S.M. Sterling, and in those novels, Skynet gets programmed by a neo-Nazi, hence why it turns evil. Mostly. It's actually kind of a scary sequence, far scarier than what we got in Terminator 3, when Skynet turns evil, because it locks all of the American and international leaders into in their various bunkers to starve and suffocate to death, respectively. It even kills its own creator. And before it can create Terminators, it uses robot cars. That novel predicted that, to basically run over people. Yeah, it's kind of neat, but a bit overkill. Hostile! You would think that would... How did he survive that? Oh, he didn't survive that. Like the first shot just knocks him down. The third shot just blows him up. I don't think that's how that works. But whatever. Moral of the story is, don't buy a Tesla.
I figured out what a synchronicity event is. There was an incident where they lost control of that suddenly started freaking out. He was only about 10 years old.
Like, I'm freaking out, man. Just give him some with read. That'll make him feel better, right? Give him some CBD. Yeah, CBD. Guess he killed a few people. Oh, he just killed a few people. We don't need to worry about that. Holy crap. Well, thank you, David Jacob. I'm glad regaling you with tales of Terminator 2 was worth that money. I appreciate that quite a bit. Picking up a Thompson at some point. I honestly would recommend just shooting one, like renting one from a range, because Thompsons are so heavy and bulky, and like actually shooting 45 is very expensive. Like ridiculously expensive. Which is precisely why I like to shoot 30 carbine, despite it being 75 cents a round. Shit. But that is such a good novel series, though. Like, there's other Terminator books, all crap. There's even Terminator 3 books that are absolutely awful, because all the Terminators in those books are basically Necron warriors. I'm talking like, oh my god, he has no arm. I don't know why that one arm just blew off. Wort. It's like a giant vacuum. Oh my. Yeah, M1 Garand, I recommend that for a good collectible rifle. Because, you know, it doesn't weigh, it actually weighs less than a Thompson, believe it or not. And ammo is somewhat available. It's not available right now because of the ammo demic that's still going on. But when you can get ammo for it, it's not too bad. And it's not like you're going to be blasting that many rounds out with a Garand anyway. And they're still fairly available from the CMP. I got one like 3 years ago? I'm getting old. You're getting old, John. You're getting old. Two Infiltrator. It's one of those I-950. Yeah. It was the I-950, which was played by... Which, she could have been played by, like, the, hot chick who played the TX. I forget her name now. I don't think her career ever really went anywhere after she was, Blood Rain. And yes, I played that with the nude mod. Atomic batteries to power, turbines to speed. Browning high power. Yeah, you can get Browning high powers much easier now because Springfield has them back on the market. I think they're like $800-900, which is a bit pricey. But if you want a brand new one, that's the way to go. My recommendation is try to find an Argentinian. That's what I have, and you can get those for like $600. Used. Well, they're pretty much all going to be used. And it's pretty much, well, it's not pretty much, it is an actual Browning high power made on FN tooling, so it's not even a clone. There's another character in Project Legion. She can create golems out of a mountain. There's also an evolved human cyborg called Freeman. Does he have a ponytail and a beard and glasses? Ah, Kristana Loken. She was pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie. See, I don't consider that objectifying someone, though. Like, I don't see her as an object. I find her attractive. That is it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, there are people who do objectify women, but that's not objectification. Like, if I met her and I was like, hey, baby, wanna smash? Then that's objectification, but I was like, oh, I think your work is adequate. That's the best I could say, because her work is not that great. But yeah, it's like, there's a big difference between objectifying and just finding someone attractive. Actually, if Kristana Loken found me attractive, I would find that very flattering. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Well, thank you, Trey Suit. I appreciate that. I don't drink myself, but I can talk quite a bit, as my few in real life friends can attest. And yeah, but like Kristana Loken was a very cool TX. if she'd actually been, if she could have been the I-950, aka Serena Burns, excellent. She actually probably would have done pretty well at that. Because the Serena Burns character in the novels actually has a character and has nefarious, there's the bloody letter, actually has plans and builds Terminators with contemporary technology. It was really a cool concept. I like how this automatically goes. I think it does. Hello? Oh, I guess I have to, oh, it probably moves so I can get through a door or something? I guess? That's the problem with like half remembering how some of these games work. It's like, I know I have to do something, and I know that every time I play this, I always end up getting fucked on this part. Because it's a bit of a puzzle on how to get out of here and back to the, wait, no, we got... That's what it was. We couldn't activate the door, or activate the, power supply. And yes, she was in some Uwe Boll movies. I know it's pronounced Uwe, but Uwe sounds funnier. She was in some of those. She was in the Blood Rain movies, which were god-awful. Like, absolutely awful. Like, you would not believe how bad. Like, these are the kind of movies that are the stuff of legends bad. It's one of those things where the actors and actresses in that took it for a paycheck. I think Yui himself said it best, and I wonder if he was like in on the joke when he said this. It's like, you gotta spend that Nazi gold somehow. It's like, yeah, on making shitty movies. And he did, I think he said that in the Postal movie, which I have not seen other than just the trailer. Okay, where the hell am I trying to go? That's the problem with me not paying 100% attention to this. Okay, that goes there. Or am I like waiting to open something up? No, the power is on. The atomic batteries are at speed. Boxed is critics. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I have watched a decent amount of Animu. It's hard to see because it's behind me, but I do have a Cowboy Bebop poster up. Oh, poor Cowboy Bebop. Remember when we thought, all those years ago, ladies and gentlemen, when it's like, oh, they're gonna ruin it with Keanu Reeves. I want that Cowboy Bebop live action. I want that one, because you know it wouldn't be as bad as the Netflix one. You know it wouldn't be as bad. And we'll never get it. From what I've heard, the Cowboy Bebop live action crap actually sounds a bit better than the god-awful Resident Evils. I still have somewhat of a soft spot for the Resident Evil 2 film, if only because I think the chick playing Jill Valentine is really attractive, and she has a pistol that I used to have, Smith & Wesson Model 5946. Good gun, but awful trigger. Like, it was probably as bad as a VP-70. Not that I've ever had a VP-70, but that is on my list to get at some point in the distant future. The reason why it's on the list for the distant future is because I don't feel like spending $500 on a pistol that I know isn't very good. But, you know, it's an alien's pistol. Postal 2 the other day. Postal 2 is an interesting game. Like, it is, essentially what one could call an immersive sim. And it's... I've done a pacifist run on that many, many years ago. It's not a game I'd come back to, because it's more mean-spirited than I would like. Okay, let's save here, because I usually end up killing myself. Point Man just, you know, crawls in his skin. Movie flops, the government refunds, the movies make her money. Oh my god, I am not surprised. Massacred Cowboy Bebop. Tried to follow the games. Yeah, as a kid, I had a major crush on the Jill Valentine actress. Here's the extra scary part, though. Even Rebecca Chambers, who is 18 in the events of Resident Evil 1, she would be older than me, like in her 40s now. That's just scary to think about. Thankfully for me, my favorite character is still Batman, So I have a while yet to go before I have like a midlife crisis like Frank Miller had. Because Frank Miller, he had a midlife crisis when he realized he was older than Spider-Man. Thankfully, Batman's old. And once I get to be out of my 30s, I still have like 10 years to go before I'm as old as Batman from the Dark Knight Returns. So I'm good. This is why liking older heroes, very good idea. That way you don't have to feel old. All that to open a door! Well, at age 40, if she aged well, and some chicks can age well, I know that from personal experience. Yes. Hell, even though Jill's in her 50s, you know, she could be a gilf, you never know. You never know. I did not know this was an elevator. Don't have to be worried about being as old as 2019 Bruce Wayne. Yeah, I think he's like ancient because of all that weird time travel crap. Okay, I do not want to know what weird sex dungeon she's going to. Because Paxton Fettle, you just know he has a sex dungeon. You know he has one. Oh crap. Fucking plasma bastards. It's like, come on, Armacam, which is more useful? A literal anti-gravity engine or a psychic commander? This has got to be the idea of some kind of trust fund baby or something. It's like, dude, if we have like psychic commanders, it could be like Jean Grey. Actually, I don't think a trust fund baby would even know who Jean Grey is now that I think of it. Speaking of the X-Men, I would not recommend reading any of the modern X-Men crap. But I would recommend reading the Chris Claremont run. Oh, what do you care?
Damage the reactor cells and you'll trigger a chain reaction. Blow the whole place to hell, where it belongs.
You know, Newman, how did you go from...
You have to stop him.
Sadly, we don't. And then we get to spend 3 games with Alma. 3 goddamn games. Hey, this is like, that really awesome scene in Doom 3.
We may be out of contact from here on. Be careful of this Wade guy. God only knows what he's capable of.
Yeah, he's like 50 and out of shape. As a god among man, I can't stop him. Naruto and One Piece are really... I've heard of One Piece. I think I saw, like, 1 episode of that years ago. Mortal Kombat 10, 11 characters. Grown children, yeah. This seems like a very unsafe place for this elevator. Also, how did they have the technology to build that in, like, 1982? Uh-oh, we got more elites. It's work time. Well, at least we know that Alma's, what Alma's favorite... I don't really care what I am. I just want to shoot you for being a creepy douche.
What's the first thing you remember? What's your given name? Where were you born?
How do I know how to use guns? How can I tie my own shoes if I apparently have no memory of anything? Do we know if Point Man is not wearing a diaper? Here's hoping he is not. That would be a very embarrassing thing for a first-person shooter character to have. Now, like, these weird flying things are supposed to be Alma trying to hug you, I think. But she's, like, evil and... evil hugs, I guess? But I can't really feel that bad for her because the... Hey, dude, how about I set you free by blowing your head off? It's like, no! She had weirdly shaped legs, but she was still kind of hot. Even though technically she's the daughter of the villain of the game. Smacky, smacky. See, this is where that's kind of a problem, you know? When your psychic commander dies, your troops are worthless. It's like the B-1 battle droids. Even the B-1 battle droids are better than that.
She was a very disturbed child. Terrible, debilitating nightmares.
VLC's not working right.
She never had a chance at a normal life. It was Disler who realized she was telepathic. He
Disler?
speculated she was extremely
You know if your name's Disler, you gotta be a villain.
around her. We removed her from that chamber only twice. She was 15 when the first prototype was born.
Supposed to be comatose. Yep, liquid-filled lungs. Now, you don't find out in this game, I don't think. But evidently, Harlan there engaged in some really deep south activities and impregnated her. Oh dear. Yep.
But I think she's suffered enough.
I think you're a dumbass, but whatever. If only we could, like, have a chance to kill the guy before he lets out, you know, Demon Cthulhu here. Oh my god, the thing that should not be.
Release sequence complete.
I've done a Quake 4 playthrough. I think it was a couple years ago. It's the Grudge! I like how she just crawls on the ground just to be creepy. It's like, she had like one movie in there and it was just the Grudge. And it's like, you know what, I guess I could be that. Imagine if it was like fucking Mike Myers then. It's like, where would she get the mask? Now, I think you have to shoot her at this point. Because she's going to charge at you, and if you don't shoot her fast enough, you die. Let's save, because I think she's going to charge. Well, that's a tear in reality. I could have gone around it, but why not? Look, Mom, I don't want a hug, okay? I'm a grown man! Show me some respect! Family, you know? Sometimes you meet up for Thanksgiving, sometimes you become the meal. Or something like that. Although my Thanksgiving was pretty awesome, actually. It was just yesterday. Oh, I got plenty of medkits. I'm not actually hurt. Physically. The emotional scars run deep. Beef ribs for Thanksgiving was the best idea ever. Although next year I'm thinking about a filet instead of beef ribs. There just wasn't that much meat on them. Assuming you can even get a filet. Thank you, President Brandon. Because I am a big fan of the fillets. And my grandmother can make a very awesome filet. The best filet I ever had, actually. And that's not just bias either. Pick the chat right here. John Kennedy. Oh my. Stephen King group and so. You read the book Project Nemesis stomach acid scene? Yeah, that is pretty gross. That was gross indeed. Oh crap. Now in that Terminator novel trilogy, we learn how John Connor got his scars. Now we see that in Terminator Salvation, where like a T-850 tries to like cut his face open with its fingers, but in the novel it's even more awesome. It's basically a cyborgized seal that uses its tusk to like slice his face open. It was awesome. I mean, a cyborg seal. It's kind of like a Borg drone, but a seal. It was one of the cooler scenes from that book. And also in that particular novel, the I-950 had like a psychotic daughter that she like cloned from like some of her skin, and it was... That Terminator series got dark, but it was awesome all the way through. And thankfully, Sarah Connor did not die from fucking cancer, which I think was one of the lamest things T3 did, other than turning John Connor into a low-T dope. Unfortunately, I don't think Point Man is ever gonna have kids. I'm just saying, because, yeah. being that close to, go away phone, nobody likes you. Every time, even when I do tell people I'm streaming. I'm just that popular. They shall pay the ultimate price. They'll have to rewatch Rise of Skywalker. Ah, crap. See, that's a problem when you have an overprotective mother. It's like she's from an anime. Mac and cheese? I mean, that's not awful. Total War Warhammer games. I have not, although I kind of want to. The problem is I don't have time to really invest into a Total War game anymore because, well, work. Work and all the other crap that I've got to do. So actually being able to sit down and have a good solid 3 hours of gaming is just not something I can do anymore. I'm a big fan of Warhammer, though. That is my favorite fantasy series of all time, and I love the fact that there's more Warhammer lore going on after it was cancelled. Mainly due to low sales. Which I think sucks, because Warhammer was always better than Warhammer 40k. Warhammer 40k isn't bad. Oh, crap. I think it went the wrong way. It's like Samus Aran is just shaking her head. It's like, oh, come on, are you idiot? I thought the door was broken! Some of us don't have missile launchers, Samus. Some people don't have that kind of money. Come on, blast. No, I don't want a hug. Don't make me wear the sailor suit again. I hope you can't even buy a sailor suit. That'd be really weird in 2022. Or 2021. Whatever the fuck year it is. Damn it! Fear expansions. Oh god. The fear expansions, I need to actually save so I don't have to do this again. The fear expansions aren't bad. I think they're a little bit better in some respects than Fear 2. And, yeah, Sarah Connor, I think in the Sarah Connor I cannot speak. The Sarah Connor Chronicles was a remarkably not awful show. I don't mention it in the review for Terminator Resistance simply because I don't have time to talk about literally everything. Okay, come on, open the door. Save, save. Oh, I'm at 57 health. No wonder I keep dying. Now that Sarah Connor version wasn't the best, if only because, oh crap. Crap, crap. Get away from me! I'm not into that sort of thing! It's like Norman Bates, only worse. And the problem with Sarah Connor Chronicles is, it's a show that never really went anywhere, and had the problem of having, the infinite Terminators, of where, like, there were so many sent back in time, that you had the, temporal Cold War thing going on, which I liked in Terminator Genesis because it was actually the humans and, Skynet in some degree of parody, but I don't like the idea of the humans always on the back foot. That gets boring fast. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that version of Sarah Connor would go on, or the actress would go on to play, one of those Game of Thrones characters. I think like the Queen, whatever the hell her name was. I've not seen Game of Thrones in like 7 years, so. And I didn't even like it that much to begin with. Do I get to the chopper or get to the lift? Is this Doom 3 SCP? No, this is just Fear. Season of Warhammer. Here's a war ripoff. That's not fair. Second wave. Remastered and play it again. Sarah Connor ended. Resistance is the closest to a good Terminator game. Well, it's not the closest. Resistance is a good Terminator game. Remaking called TechCom 2029. I'll have to look at that. Yeah, Ghostbusters 1 and 2. I'm looking forward to watching those two films for Christmas. Ghostbusters 1 is not a Christmas movie, but I think Ghostbusters 2 is, if I'm not mistaken. I was just gonna watch it because I love those movies. Ghostbusters 2 gets a really bad rap. It's very unfair rap, too, because it is, in many ways, a better movie than Ghostbusters 1. It does more with the characters, and I really like Ghostbusters 2. initially I kind of felt like everyone else did about it, but watching it again back in 2019, I gave it a chance, and I gotta say it's better than I remembered. Cersei, that's the one.
He's alive. I just picked up his signal.
He's alive!
Get to high ground. A chopper is standing by.
Hey, you know, I watched episode 3, always get the high ground. I still find it hilarious that Anakin is sort of like a child hero now, even though one of his last things to do was literally carve up a bunch of kids. Or like Emperor Palpatine, people want their kids to like meet him. It's kind of hilarious. It's like, you realize these are horrible villains, terrible people, you know? Oh crap, I think we gotta like duck under this. Maybe? Or if I try to do that, I might die. Then again, let's go back this way. Well, let's go this way instead. It's like we were in the grungiest part of town. It's the abandoned building sector. Come on, come on. Recently, there was a crossover of Transformers and Back to the Future. Now, for those who aren't a massive Transformers fan, there actually was a Transformer created for the DeLorean from Back to the Future called Gigawatt, and he's actually a character in this Back to the Future / Transformers comic. It's not bad. The art is weird. Ah, damn it. The art is weird because it looks like the Telltale games, but it actually is pretty good. You actually have Doc Brown blasting Transformers with a lightning gun. And Marty McFly actually is a legitimate character. And Biff Tannen is one of the villains. It's one of those things where if you told me there was a crossover between those two franchises, I would just assume it was terrible, but having read it, they did a pretty good job. They actually cared about the franchises. I will say that Transformers 2007 was probably the only good Transformers movie, if only because it still had some decent amount of humor to it. And it had the late, great Bernie Mac as a one-shot character. One of the few good humans in that movie. 3-barrel revolver, shotgun. No, it's not. And yes, I have seen Terminator Salvation. I saw it when it came out. I would say that that movie is still worth a watch, even if it isn't very good. Because at least it's entertaining. It's definitely one of those movies that you're going to watch once and never again, really. There's not really any reason to go back to it, but there's no reason to really skip it either. War After War found it was better than Gears of War. Yeah, it would be. Oh yeah, I also read a little bit of Terminator vs. Transformers, but I didn't really get into that. I don't really... Terminator is not a comedic franchise, so... And that's where, like, the Decepticons were way more competent than they should be. Let's see... What do I do for a living? I am a tech geek. AKA data entry, which sounds boring, but you can listen to podcasts, nobody bugs you while you're working. It is a perfectly adequate position, although I do intend to get a job more in the tech sector in the future. It's one of those jobs where I can work from home, which makes me very happy indeed. No insane commute, and I'm not getting constantly ripped off by President Brandon every time I try to get gas. 60 game. Back to the Future. I have not played the point and click. And yeah, I've always been a tech guy, although it took me forever to figure out what I wanted to actually do for a living, though. It's one of those things where, like, what do you do? I actually wanted to get into the film industry until I learned just how bullshitty it could be. And this is pretty much the final boss fight for the game. It's not very good. I mean, this is the problem when you mix and match genres. Because this is a horror boss to a certain extent, I mean, it wouldn't make a lot of sense to have Alma jump into a giant mech suit, although it'd be awesome. So it's like you're just constantly fighting off her hugs. You know, she just wants to pat, you know, Point Man on his pointy head, and you just won't let her. But not the best final boss, like, at all. It's just kind of boring. And so, yeah, I mean, this is where if it was just strictly tech, you could have a giant, you know, boss battle with a robot. Here, though, it's just demonic hugs. Terminator vs. RoboCop? Yes, I have. It's a very, very good crossover. I've even played the SNES game, which is also a pretty damn good game, although you have to shoot chicks at first, which I don't really like. I mean, I get it, equal rights and lefts, but that doesn't mean I have to like it. But yeah, game's pretty good. Definitely want to use a lot of save states. Comic is pretty good. It actually has a ending. It actually ends. And on top of that, I forgot this. I actually have the NECA Terminator RoboCop. Oh crap. Oh no. Get away from me! Get away from me! Bad touch! Bad touch! You're gonna go on the registry. And what is it? Get away from me! I don't like you that much. I never even met you. I'm not into that. I'm not from Alabama. I picture Point Man being from, like, Wisconsin. I don't know why that comes to my mind. Or Nebraska or something like that. Uh-huh. You were. Uh-oh. Oh my god! That was a bad touch. Get away from me! Get away from me. I don't like you. You smell like blood and disappointment. Might be okay in California, but not here. Don't make me go down there. Cybersecurity.
You will be a god among men.
See, when he's saying that, he just means the dick size. Everything else is just normal. So wait, Alma Wade created Origin? Yeah, as evil as it is, makes sense. Who am I? You're secretly Jackie Chan! Wait, that means I work for the Chinese Communist Party. And I'm Brandon. Ran up twice in 1 year. Holy shit, that's not fun. Mecha Alma, like in Wolf 3D, I like that. New Mech Warrior. I quite enjoyed, or I'm quite enjoying Mech Warrior 5. I've been playing the shit out of that game, and I actually have time to play it. Okay, realistically, Point Man should be dead. Literally, he should be a pile of ash on the ground. If he's not a pile of ash on the ground, he should die when he hits this... when he hits that, because, okay... if he doesn't die from that, the overpressure is literally going to crush his lungs. But whatever, it looks cool. I don't know. I don't know if Jackie Chan's actually a communist, but he can't really speak out against the Chinese Communist Party, so... eh. Status of Fear Operative unknown. Somehow he survived getting nuked. Once again, don't think he's gonna have any kids. There he is. Poor Point Man. He just can't catch a break. And then he gets to be a single dad at the end of the third game. How did either one of you do that? Uh-oh. Oh my god! Hey, Alma. Now, technically, you could just kick her off the helicopter. There's no reason to believe that she has, you know, super strength or something like that. So we beat the game, but the stream's not over yet, because instead we're going to jump into a Doom 3 mod that I had planned just for this. Now hates Jackie Chan. I did not. Oh yeah, no wonder Hong Kong would hate him. Alright, so we got Perfected Doom 3, and we've got a custom campaign. We're going to skip past the intro here and just get into the game with a custom campaign. I actually got... I have to say that I became somewhat of a hypocrite. I got a friend of mine a copy of Doom 3 BFG Edition because it's the only version on GOG. And I have no idea why that version is the only one you can get on GOG, but it's like, I wanted to get this person Doom 3 because they never played it before, and it's like, well, here you go. It's not a particularly good version just because they ruin the lighting, but, Doom 3 is Doom 3, I suppose. One day I really need to do another video on that, but it is not a priority, like, at all. Give me my double barrel. This kind of does do the BFG Edition thing of having a flashlight that's just mounted to you permanently. Hello, Pinky. I've only actually played to this point. Just blast him in the face! Oh, this shotgun is not the best. Because, like, the animations are really kind of wonky on this thing. There's a difference between a lot of man to being a true believer. Started RuneScape, man. I never played that game, but I have heard a lot about it. I did have a friend once, many, many years ago, well over almost 2 decades ago, who's really into that game. We would constantly go on about it. Honestly, of the MMOs, that one sounds like the least annoying. Oh, that reminds me, ladies and gentlemen, there's actually an anime based on League of Legends. League of Legends anime. I looked at the trailer. Oh my god, I don't want to use that shotgun because the audio is way off on that. It's killing my ears. But a League of Legends anime. I didn't even know League of Legends had a plot. I mean, I've had the distinct displeasure to play League of Legends. I find that game really boring, just like I find Dota 2 to be really boring, and it's one of those weird games that doesn't have much going for it other than just its professional gaming scene, as far as I know. But somehow they got a plot out of it. The plucky young girl heroine has to, like, save her sister from, like, the bad guys, I guess. And the HUD in this game is from Perfected Doom 3. I don't really like it that much because it's hard to really tell what I'm looking at half the time. But, could be worse. And you got dual pistols, even though it's, guns akimbo just aren't that great. Okay, this is about as far as I've gotten in this game, so I have no idea where I'm supposed to go now. I guess that opened up a door somewhere? If it isn't the best version. So it's on Xbox, and yeah, I beat beat Fear 3, or I beat Fear, so we're now in Doom 3 for the moment. Hello, random zombies. You have no faces anymore. And yeah, you do need a bloody suppressor on there, because that thing, the audio on that is completely borked. Ah, fuck you, no one likes secrets. Hey, you know, we are very transparent on this channel. We will never find a secret. Evil hatred! It's like hatred, but evil edition. Played Ashes 2063. No, oh wait, yeah, I have, years ago. But I never actually finished it. That's a good question. Is Doom 3 better than Doom Eternal? I think it's better in some ways. I like it more, but I can see why people would like Doom Eternal more. I feel like Doom Eternal is too much of a spectacle shooter and too much of a lock you in a room and fight X number of bad guys shooter, and I don't really like that. Rocket launch here. I hear something stamping around. Is that a cyber demon over there? And for some reason I'm spitting out black squares. I'm not really sure why I'm doing that. Oh crap. Oh, I don't think in real life you can shoot 2 double barrels at the same time. Either that, or Doom Guy here is strong. Ah, not that shotgun. I think Doom Guy is strong, because, yeah, I think that... Oh god, no. How did they fuck that up? Doom Guy also can juggle magazines. I can see that happening. I buy it. I'd buy that for $1. See, this isn't bad, but it does have the issue of it's a bunch of undefinable stuff. Oh, don't tell me I'm gonna be stuck with dual double-barrel shotguns. At least I'm not spitting out random black rectangles anymore. I've not played Chernobyl Light, or whatever that is. Okay, can we go through here? Like, this is a whole new experience for me. I've never played this game before. Or played this mod, I should say. Okay, that goes nowhere. I never was a fan of the Hellscape levels. It's because I feel like they're kind of boring. Okay, so the shadows are kind of weird. They're just kind of flopping around all over the place. Let's see, can I blow this open with the rocket? Okay, so the rocket is like a plasma thing. Alright. And shoots out black rectangles. Those are squares, not rectangles. It's a pixel fountain, I guess. Did that open the door? No, it did not. Random skulls. I think this is gonna be one of those things. Drug 2008. Message redacted. Rune. Yeah, I've played Rune. I never beat it though. Classic Doom 3 is now modded to be playable in VR. Now, this is a game I would play in VR. Okay, so this is going to be one of those mods, I think, where it's just going to be kind of weird. It's just all undefinable kind of crap. And to the mod creator, I mean, I'm not trying to, like, insult you or anything, but this is totally not the kind of stuff I go for, because it's just like, what the hell am I looking at here? Oh, crap. Give me the weird, you know, particle fountain. I guess that's kind of like crossed with the BFG. Look at all the squares! Does it have to be square? Like, the buttons are weird. This whole thing's just kind of bizarre. I would like to play some more Doom 3 mods. I never really got into the Doom 3 modding scene as much as I did the original. I keep expecting to see some Cenobites roll in here. Oh, crap, 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 crap! Oh my god, it's massive explosions. Squares, the rocket launcher, particle effects not rendering correctly. Okay. Minecraft Doom. I still can't get into VR, not for the prices they want. Because you look at, like, you spend $1,000 and you still gotta wear a bucket on your head, and as I've said in the past, stop shooting at me with that fucking noise gun of yours. It's like a bloody sound marine. It's a sound bad enough to drive sane men mad. Well, the door is literally making noise. And this machine gun doesn't really shoot very accurately. I'm just kind of weirded out by this whole thing. It's like, what am I looking at? Modding Skyrim. That's really the only way to play Skyrim is modded. Because that main quest gets pretty boring pretty fast. I can see that there's... They put a lot of work into the level design, but... Yeah. That's a problem. But speaking of edginess, the new Batman looks like it's going to be kind of edgy. I kind of like the new Batsuit design. I'm going to have to like it because I bought a version of that. Ah, crap, no! I bought a version of that Batsuit because it was the cheapest Batsuit I could find, and I've wanted to cosplay as Batman for some time. I actually have a Batman mask that I'm not going to try to put on because it's basically glued to my face when I try to put that bloody thing on. It is not a good fit. I'm going to have to, like, stretch out that rubber. Oh, my. Give me that sweet, sweet backpack. No, don't shut! For the cheater room, the way I put 30 plus hours. Oh. I've always been a tech guy ever since I was a kid. Back in the days when x86s were all you had. And graphics cards were the fever dream of a madman. It's always crazy to think that graphics cards were not a thing until fairly recently. Hello, Cacodemons. Okay, we're gonna try to at least beat this level, and then I'm gonna call it a day. I mean, if this were a little... if this had more work done to it, this would be pretty fun. Maybe. This might just be an early version of the mod, for all I know. Oh, do I have that rocket now? Because if I don't, I'm like screwed. The answer is, I don't think I do, and I don't remember where I found it. Oh, we are screwed, because there's no way I can face those, creatures. I keep wanting to call them cyber demons, but those aren't cyber demons. Shows how tired I am. How to order online. Yeah. Keep all your various information offline, and most importantly, you don't have to support Amazon. You keep Jeff Bezos' empire from growing too big. There we go. We got an improper rendering here. Okay, come on. Let's see if we can't blast. Okay. Save. Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough, which they might be. H-Doom. H-Doom 3. I wonder if that exists. If I have to go all the way back, thank Disney for that. Come on, smash open. Come on, you can do it. You can... oh, they can't smash it open. That'd be a lot cooler if they could. And zap. Oh, so many... I keep calling them rectangles. There's so many squares. Give me all that sweet health. Or not. It's like, I don't really know how the health works in this, because it says I only have 5, but I can't pick it up. I am so confused. I have no idea if there's a check quest for Doom 3. Singing Baby Yoda from the Mandalorian. Yep. Singing Baby Yoda. Now that is not something I want to see. Coming in Mandalorian Season 3. He's voiced by Danny DeVito. Okay, so I can already tell what the problem here is going to be. Those guys were all the way out there. Let's see if we can shoot them with the pistol. Okay, let's just abandon that. Or just get blasted anyway. Let's just get blasted and die. Why not? Alright, see you, Daniel. Give me the F9. Yeah, this is just kind of boring. I'm glad I finally got to try this, but... you know, Doom Guy, you're not a very good pistol shot. And that... alright, well that is a mod. Not a very good mod. Next time, we're going to come back and we are going to play a classic game called Shadows of the Empire. A game that thankfully works. But until then, I am General Lotz, and I'll wish you good. Anything better than the In Hell mod. Hell is right. Whatever makes you happy.